This is the Renaissance Men podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening and welcome to episode 175 of the Renaissance Men podcast. I'm your royal host, royal correspondent for the evening, Stuart Garrard, and joining me is my co-host, Jimmy the Sainter.
Hey! Hello, ladies and gentlemen out there. Hello, Stu. You look wonderful.
Look at that. Isn't that great?
Beautiful. Neither of us knew we were doing this. What a lovely little treat for each other. A lovely little treat.
Isn't it great? Hey, we surprised each other. Look, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. These are fresh from, I don't know, where do they keep the crown jewels?
Tower?
Yeah, they do, don't they? That's what show it on the slide like that.
Yeah. It looks very much like a Jerry the King Lawler crown.
It does, isn't it?
Yeah, the purple. Yeah. I love it.
Well, this was made by my lovely wife for Benjamin to take into school today because they had a make a crown and take it into school type thing, obviously for the coronation of King Charles III. I won't wear it all evening because it makes the surface of my head quite sweaty. But that's a little treat for you, Jimmy. Let's put those back up there.
It suited you.
Thank you.
We had the at the picnic today at the school, for the coronation. They all sang songs. The king on the carriage goes round and round, that classic. But every child got one of these mugs.
They are mugs. Those kids.
Look at that. The good thing is
plastic.
No, that's China.
Bone China, finest.
What I really like is his head on the little balloons.
Lovely.
On the back. Oh, it's so badly put together. But what I really like is at certain angles he looks like Andrew. And I thought, do you know what? I'd really like to have an Andrew mug. There's an Andrew mug. Imagine getting a job in an office, and on your first day, you sort of getting your pens out, and you get your Andrew. Where do we put our mugs for our tea? Yep, the Andrew mug, please. I'd love that.
That would be great. Just supping from the Andrew mug.
The trouble is with an Andrew mug, you can't get any liquid in it. It's been through some trauma, so I'm trying to make the sweat thing work in a joke. It doesn't work, does it? It doesn't.
He'll keep trying. He will keep trying.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, here we are. This is
celebrating.
Hey, this is going to be a joyous celebration. It's not really meant to be a coronation special, but I guess it can't help but be a coronation special.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
That's all happening tomorrow. I guess we'll talk about that as the evening goes on. But like I say, this is episode 175. Thank you for joining us. We do this every Friday night. Well, most
we
Friday
sure do.
Nights. Most Friday nights. We do have the week off here and there, but what are you gonna do? Real life, eh? Real life. I'm doing this a lot. I don't know why I'm gesticulating quite a lot this evening.
Yeah. Bird news. You look like a bird.
Thanks. Jimmy, how's your week been, my friend?
It's been busy. It's been busy. Lots of things going on. Kids with jabs, work, very frustrating work stuff. But we did, this picnic today. It's been a bit hectic, but we did have something which I kind of enjoyed and kind of didn't enjoy. Now, everyone out there.
Oh, I forgot about this. Shit.
Yeah. Everyone out there knows of my run-ins with foxes.
Oh, strap yourselves in, audience. Yeah.
We have a vendetta, and my wife thinks it's hilarious. That I'm out there shouting at foxes like a mad old man. But my wife went to the garage to bring in the washing because that's where our tumble dryer is.
Gotcha.
And we leave the door open a lot. Yep. It's only about 5 o'clock. What time is it? 6 o'clock on a bright day like today.
Oh, interesting.
And as she walks into the garage, boom, he was there. The big red fox just like that, looking at it, and I could hear her. The saint! She's shouting. The saint!
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam. And I'm like, what does she?
The saint.
What does she want now?
Yeah.
I'm putting the kids to bed. What is that? And then I ignored. I chose to ignore it. And then she came in and run in. She said, I've just been, and she went, I was trying to get him out and he just wouldn't get out. And he was sniffing round. And there's a couple of bin bags in there ready to be taken out that he's already had a sniff round. She went, he sniffed in, he got himself half a chocolate bar and then just walked past her with this chocolate bar in his mouth and just went.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's fine. What's wrong with that? It's just nature kind of fending for himself. Hunter-gathering. It's your fault if you put in... Well, who has half-eaten chocolate bars anyway? That's
my household is the biggest waster of food.
Right, okay.
We're fighting against the Lagom chef. We're all about food waste in this house.
Oh dear.
It was just, I couldn't. What would you think if you were out the house or you were upstairs? Some bloke comes into your garage, Stu, and he's sniffing around, and then your wife goes in there, and he's like, whatever, picks something up and walks out eating it. It's just the same. That fox is just as clever as the average Brit.
Yeah, probably maybe more so, to be fair.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. This is becoming a vendetta. As we saw in your previous video, he's given you he doesn't give you short shrift, does he? He's kind of mugged you right off.
Yes, and do you know what? I've just looked out and I've left the garage door open.
I was wondering. You looked worried. I'm not gonna lie. You looked worried. I was worried for you.
There is a chance we may have an appearance tonight.
I feel
there is a lot of rubbish in there still.
It's almost become a show mascot. This fox, really, I think.
He's not a mascot.
To me, he's a living legend. He's fantastic, if you will. But I feel like we should have, got him. I don't know, christen him, give him a name. Like, yeah, I know.
All right. Well, answers in the comment section.
Name Jimmy's fox.
Name the fox. Little comment from Lord Doolan there.
Welcome, Lord Doolan. Haha, that fox is a snack thief. Yes, he is.
He is.
Yep.
Lord Doolan. We were just saying, Lord Doolan, you're the undisputed, reigning, longest running Lord of the Renaissance Men podcast for 5 months. 4 or 5 months.
You just meant to be doing it until April or something.
But I think what we should do is another competition thing. Maybe for Eurovision. We'll do one for Eurovision. Tick, 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 tick. Winner gets the Lord title. See if
like a Eurovision sweepstake. I like it. Yeah, I like it. We'll dust off the wheel, and the wheel of win, and whoever wins that will get the Lord status. That sounds great. Cracking idea. Content up the wazoo here from the Renaissance Men. Lovely stuff.
This cup smells like hot dogs.
I had previous I had forewarning about your fox story, and I found this video that I would like to share with you.
Please do.
It's fox related, so let me just copy this link and put it into where I want it to be. And this is from the BBC website. And
look at them.
But you say that, but this looks nothing but a joyous occasion for these foxes. I'm going to play this video. So the context behind this, Liz Renshaw from Nottinghamshire spotted these fox cubs in her back garden after setting up a camera trap, a honey trap, a camera trap. And let's see what happened. It was lovely stuff. You can see the trampoline, so you're going to get a good idea of what was going down in the garden.
Yeah, they were pissing on a trampoline.
Having a great time. They look like they're having a party. People are asking if they can come over. Some invited people over, can have a wine, watch them out the window. It's just sort of a better alternative to telly, isn't it? It's kind of live.
Better than telly. It's better than the telly.
The trampoline and practicing their pouncing. It's just so unusual to have that much going on in your own garden. We're used to squirrels and birds,
Look
cats and
fucking.
stuff, to have 8 fox cubs and then
Wait, he's trying to bang his
mother
sister.
pottering around.
Aww.
So looking at the footage has been great.
So cuddly.
It's amazing. They were all feeding from her at exactly the same time.
And yeah, look at this
Really
woman.
intense.
She's
And then when
awful,
she
saccharine,
shakes them
blonde
off,
bitch.
So we got to see that on the video. We're feeding them.
Oh,
at
that's
night,
lovely stuff.
They're feeding them,
learning
attracting
how to do
them,
that
yeah.
themselves. So
Yeah.
we've got no plan.
Look at that
no
beautiful,
plans
the
to
beautiful female
try
fox
and
there.
encourage them
Beautiful.
as pets.
Like,
2 children's enough.
Animals are
For as
fucking
long as
wood.
they are in the
I'll
garden,
say
just
2
enjoy,
things.
Enjoy
That
watching
they'll
them
go
do
out in the
that.
morning and that garden will stink. That garden will stink of fox piss. There'll be shit everywhere. And if you played that video but with some sinister music and put it in black and white and slowed her speech down, yeah.
It's a whole different story. It's how you present it.
Yeah.
I thought that was lovely, and I think you're missing out a treat here. She was saying that they almost were inviting the neighbours in. I think you could almost get people to pay for the privilege of viewing this fox.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
This
But it
urban
wouldn't be.
fox
They wouldn't.
in your back garden.
They wouldn't be watching it jump on a trampoline. They'd be watching it piss on my bins.
Well, yeah, I think that might be worth quite a lot, to be honest. I think there's a market for that. Just saying.
Stuart, I'm gonna have to change my cup because it smells
what
like
are you
hot
saying?
dogs.
Smells of hot dogs. Okay.
And I don't know if that's Charlie. If that's Charlie's natural smell. If they've put that in the cup.
What's his fingers?
People know that Prince Charles often smelled like hot dogs. So when we made the commemoration cups, we put a Frankfurter, a hint of Frankfurter in the china.
That is bizarre. What were hot dogs in it when you received it?
It might just be the booze.
It's the prosecco off. It's pork prosecco.
Maybe.
I bought the wrong sort again.
Well, I'm drinking it.
Yeah, you're drinking it. There we go. Well, that sounds like you've had a lovely week, Jimmy. To be honest, full of excitement and pomp and pageantry, as all of our weeks have been. Really,
it's been all right. Just before you go on, comment in the comment section from Alex. I don't know.
Boom, boom.
Is that a name for my fox or
Basil Brush? Yeah, why not?
Just the comment is Basil Brush, boom boom.
Yeah,
Basil Brush.
Oh yeah, it needs more. It's not very original.
He was a prick.
He was. No, he was. You know, he was. Do you know? He wasn't just a fox, was he? He was part of the aristocracy as well. You know, he's always wearing tweed. You know. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He'd shop in his brothers to the men on horses in jodhpurs.
Yeah, I bet he would.
They're over there.
Yeah,
he'd say.
I bet he would, and I bet he'd vote Conservative as well.
Of course he would.
I bet he's a right-leaning fox. Stop the boats and all that.
You don't want those foreign foxes coming over here.
No, we don't. Taking all our death from the hounds. Anyway, my week's been rather quiet, Jimmy, to be honest. Fairly,
it's not like you.
The highlight for me was restarting Slimming World yesterday. So that was that.
Now, that was weeks ago you said you were restarting.
Well, no, because the weeks ago bit was me getting the free 12 weeks to go. That was me asking for the free 12 weeks. It took me several weeks to pluck up the courage to actually go to the bloody thing. Just gorging myself for the following 3 weeks, just kind of taking in as much calories as I could.
On your first day, did they strip you down like a boxing tournament?
They do.
And make you weigh down.
Yeah. Delouse me. No, they don't do any of that. They do weigh you. Obviously, that's part of the concept. So not at my heaviest. So I was pleased with that, but still not a great result. So, but onwards and downwards. So
nice. Is that their motto?
It is. Well, that was one of there was many. She was spouting many buzzwords and cracking one-liners throughout the whole evening. She's quite. She's a very good consultant. Is the consultant I go to. So, yeah.
Give us a bit of an. Let's do a little impro. I'll be your consultant. What happens when you finally turned up? You'll do a bit of an impro. You walked in the door.
Oh, you back, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what she did. And I'll be you. You be her. Right. I'll be like,
back, are you?
Hi, I finally plucked up the courage. What do you need me to do?
Strip off.
Oh, already?
Hose yourself down. Yeah, go on.
Is everyone they're all watching me, are they? Does everyone watch?
Yep. It's like
Okay.
they all kind of like congregate around. It's very strange because you line up and then you get weighed. Everyone's watching, you get weighed.
And when
but
they say your
not
weight
to watch you, but no, they don't. Well, they don't say it out loud. They say it to you, but you can overhear some of the weights, and you're thinking, Christ, you've put you've put on a few pounds, haven't you, love?
Oh God! Do they clap or something?
Oh, you get all that. You get the it's called image therapy. So you have your everyone weighs in, and then they all sit down, and then you kind of what happens is I want to say correspondent, but they're not the correspondent. What's they called?
I don't know. What, the person that's leading the group?
Yes, the leader.
The leader.
Yeah. They then go through and ask each person how their week's been, and like kind of you clap if they've lost weight, and blah blah blah. It's
and boo if they've gained weight.
Boo, fatty, that kind of stuff. Inspiring stuff to them.
Yeah.
And you kind of pick up tips from each other on recipes or whatever, or ways to have a better week and stuff like that. It's all right.
Who was the biggest person there? What's the biggest? What's your max? Who's your champ?
I don't know. I didn't see many like massive people there. Obviously, there was some big ones, but there wasn't any massive brick shit houses.
Is there anyone small there that you're like,
You do get that occasionally. You think, oh, what are you doing here? But I guess maybe they're at the end of their journey, because what you care when you set a target weight, and when you get there, you can then keep going for free to like kind of help you maintain your ideal weight. So I guess they're tiny because they've been through the process, which is great. But I've done it before. I like the accountability. I like,
of course,
having the weigh in each week, going in and following the plan and getting the results either positive or not. And it's worked for me in the past, so we'll see where it goes. So I shall report back to you each week, let you know how much I'm losing or not.
Accountability is a massive thing when you're trying to do something.
So. Yes, it's easy just to say, oh yeah, I'll just weigh in at home each week, but the only one you're deceiving is yourself. You feel, if you're going to a club, you feel like you're I don't know, it's like you're letting the leader down.
Yeah,
I'm saying leader. There's a better word for that, but
that's what she calls herself.
You feel like you're letting them down. You feel like you're almost in a way letting your group down, because Fox,
cat. When you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, I mean, I haven't been there myself, but
no.
And you sit down and you say, "Hi, I'm James, and I'm an alcoholic," and people go, "Hi, James." Is there a thing that you have to say before you talk?
No, not necessarily. They'll just say, Stuart, you've had a good week. You've lost 1 pound this week," and everyone claps. And then they'll say, "Oh, how did you get on? How did you do that then?" I ate less chocolate this week.
Yeah. What about if you've gained weight? What do they say if you've gained weight?
They generally kind of gloss over that, and they say what they'll do is they'll give you, or they'll announce the person's like total loss overall. So they'll say, they won't say, "Oh, Stuart lost 1 pound this week." They'll say, "Oh, Stuart's here's weighed in, and he's lost 9 pounds in total still." And
okay.
And then you'll get like some motivational stuff from you.
So there's no fat shaming.
Oh no, God no. No, not at all. That's all about being supportive.
Yeah, I don't think
having a supportive, accountable environment.
I'm a fan of the shaming,
naming and shaming.
That's what I grew up with in my house.
Yeah.
Good comments in the comments section.
Hello, Neil. Welcome to the show. I weigh in pretty much every day, so I don't get a nasty shock after a week.
That's good.
I feel that weighing every day is not great, because your weight fluctuates so much, doesn't it? Like you could weigh in on a Monday and be feeling great because it says you've lost 1 pound, and then on Wednesday you've got big poo in you or something, and then it's saying the opposite. you've gained a pound. I think you're best just to doing it at kind of regular intervals that are not daily.
Yeah. Stop it, Neil.
But, horses for courses.
Yeah. And
Each
nice
their
comment
own.
from Alex there afterwards.
Dust.
Simply says dust.
Dust. Yeah. There we go. Oh, well, there we go. That was our weeks. Exciting stuff on the Renaissance Men.
Foxes and
Weight loss.
Yeah. I was going to use alliteration, but I didn't want to be nasty.
Okay. I've ruined that for you, didn't I? Sorry.
No. You did the right thing. No, I was thinking the wrong thing.
If you enjoy our content, you can support the Renaissance Men in a number of ways, of course. That being these ways. Here we go. Obviously, you can find us on youtube.com and twitch.tv at RenaissanceCast, where you're watching us now. And you can find joining the conversation with the community at twitter.com/RenaissanceCast. And if you want to chuck us a few pennies, you can come over to ko-fi.com/RenaissanceCast and buy me and Jimmy a coffee for £3. All funds to be fed back into the podcast. Disclaimer. There we go.
It's true.
With all that being said, Jimmy, that being said, it's that time of the week where we ask the audience for some questions in our segment suitably called Ask Us Anything.
Yes.
There we go. I'm going to put it back on.
Nice. I love it. You do look like a wrestler. It makes you look like the person who beat Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. I could be like if King Kong Bundy ever won the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah.
I imagine this is very much what he would look like.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It suits you.
Thanks. I'll keep it on for the segment. Now, sadly, we don't have any questions in from the Twitter audience. Certainly, I put the post out as usual, but no questions. So I'm going to throw a question to you, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you celebrating the coronation this weekend? Are you going to be doing anything tomorrow? Fancy?
Yep, I am. Good friend of mine, him and his wife are having a coronation party.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm. Very exciting. I'd say they had a party for the royal wedding back when it was Wills and Kate.
Yeah.
Not the Meghan one. I don't count that one. The Wills and Kate.
We don't talk about that.
That was a long time ago, before I'd met my wife. And I remember going and going, I've never been to a royal party before or anything. And we had a wonderful time. And then when the Queen snuffed it, I said to my friend, I went, you'll probably have a bit of a party for this, wouldn't you?
You had a party for the Queen's death.
She loved a party. And but what I did was I said it to him. And then when I saw his wife, I went, you'll probably have a party for this, wouldn't you? I think I heard Jordan talking about it. So
basically, you're just inviting yourself around.
I'm worm tongue. Yeah. Well, they've got such a beautiful house and I love going there. So I worm tongue them. And then when this was coming up, I was like, well, buddy, you'll probably have a party for this, won't you? And he went, yeah, it's the sort of thing my wife likes to do, isn't it? Secretly, I'm always pulling the strings.
Do it.
Yeah. I had a terrible, I think I told you about the last time. It was this was at the Queen's funeral one. It was bring some food. And everyone had done stuff. And it was the morning of, so nothing was open apart from the trading post, which doesn't have, great options. So I went there and I picked up some, they have like deli meats, but no recognizable brands, Christ knows where these have come from. And meatballs again.
Yeah.
The brand is like Blurk or something like that, And you're like, okay, that will do. And I bought all this stuff and I went round to my friend Lee's and I was like, can you present you? I said, I've bought it. You present it because we were going as a couple. Our partners couldn't make it. So he did a really nice display.
Oh, lovely.
And he made a little dip for the meatballs, heated them up in the microwave.
Oh,
I know. But that's what it said you could do. And And I was at a couple. I was like, yeah, they're nice. And everyone else, I was going, try the meatballs. Try the meatballs. Later that night, I had.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Yeah, I was ill. Do you remember? I was really ill. And I messaged on the big group with everyone on it. Has anyone else been ill? Do you remember I told you that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And she was really not happy with me doing that. Because when I saw him, I said something. He went, oh, yeah, why don't you put a message about it up on the Strood? You know, a big banner about it. I went, what do you mean? He went, well, because... So they thought I was accusing them of food poisoning, but actually I was panicking. I was panicking that I had food poisoned people.
Oh, that's great.
I felt really bad. Yeah, I'm on a couple of strikes with his wife. I've made a few mistakes in front of her.
Well, this could be the 3 and you're out, couldn't it? Really?
This could be the end of it.
Don't cause a scene, Jimmy. Is all I ask.
I try not to. But yeah, so we've got a lovely party, family, kids, 12 till 5. Can't wait. What are you doing?
I love it. Absolutely nothing. Here's the situation in the Garrard house. Okay, right. I'm a bit of a Republican. I think ultimately, I'm not a fan of the royal family. I think, and this is going to feed into. We might as well bring in our hot potato at this point because it's coronation related. Obviously, it's all kicking off on Saturday. But I'm a Republican. In the sense that I'm not a massive fan of the royal family. I would have more respect for Charlie if he came out and said 2-3 months ago, oh, do you know what? I don't need a coronation. Do you know what? Let's take this money, this millions and millions of pounds required to police this and put all this on, and let's give it to the 29% of children that are in poverty in the UK. Let's do that. Come on. That'd be great. Then I'd think, long live the king. Then I'd be on board. But no, he has to have his day, doesn't he? He has to have. And she just smacks of being a little bit. I understand it to some degree because there is tradition involved, and a long line of tradition. But I think in the current climate that we're in, when God knows how many families are struggling to eat, let alone pay their bills.
Yeah.
To put on this lavish display of, just opulence and military precision, just smacks of, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. Where am I going with this? What are we talking about?
If I was going to have a
party,
what am I doing
on Saturday?
Yeah. So on Saturday, I will be assassinating the king.
Christ, that was I did go. I went rogue there, didn't I? So okay. With all that being, where's Jimmy gone? Jimmy's gone. Oh Christ, it's just me on my own. There he is. Don't know where he went. Oh yeah. Hey. So in the Garrard house, Benji's got football in the morning, so he's got a football club, so that's still going. So I'm going to take him along to that, which kind of really that almost kicks off at the time where the procession is starting and everything like that. So that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. I'm out of the house and with Benj doing stuff. But I was tempted to go to the cinema. And you know how I feel about going to the cinema and paying lots to go and see a film.
Yeah.
I think I'd even do that instead of watching the Coronation.
Where would the wife be? In London.
She wants to watch it.
Yeah, she's been camping out for days.
She's fully in. And we had a first argument about it this morning, to be fair. I'm surprised we lasted this long before having this conversation. I spouted what I just spouted about, waste of money, blah, 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 blah. She's fully in and wants to watch it and do all this and go for picnics and playing the Jimmy role, if you like, having a nice party, celebrating it, probably celebrating it. But yeah, it's... I don't know. It's a source of friction in our house at the moment. And
I get it. I get it. Like what you just said there about giving that, I would have, if I had to vote, if I had 2 buttons, coronation or give all that money to children in poverty, sure, I'd do that. I don't know who wouldn't really. There's probably a few of them out there.
King Charles III.
Well, yeah, but But he's probably fucking delusional. You know, this is what the country needs now. You know, he'll think that all these people will want this, and a lot of people do want it. They weren't given the option. Well, I'll give it to anyone else. It's like we're doing this, and there'll be loads of people in England who love it, who love all that shit. I was speaking to my father-in-law today about it because he was saying, you know, I don't want to say his views, but you know, just call him a bit of a prat, really. Not my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Charlie. No, my father-in-law's great. But ultimately, I said, look, I don't particularly care, but I quite like. For me, it's like theatre, like that sort of.
Okay, it's a performance.
Yeah, it's just a big performance. I don't take it seriously. Like, who the fuck is he? Like, it doesn't. It's so archaic.
Yeah. It's bloody expensive, though. It's a bloody expensive production of Les Mis, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like when I went to Hastings on May Day about 12 years ago, and everyone's out, and someone's dressed up as a big tree called the Jack, and he goes down from Old Town to New Town or whatever, and he's followed by Morris dancers and the Bogies and Black Sue, which is terrible, really. It's a big blonde woman with blackface on. As I say, it was 12 years ago. It was a different time. But you know, I wasn't in blooming blackface, you know. But everyone's out doing it, and I found it all very fun, all that tradition. But you're right; it's a really expensive tradition.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat, shall we? It's kicking off. Welcome, Rock. Vive la République. Yes, some of you, Rock. Come on, comrade. I appreciate how ridiculous I sound saying all this with this magnificent crown on my head.
Yeah.
Alex, well said. Well said, Stu. Thank you. I can't show. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Thank you. That was my.
You're starting a bit of a
political movement.
Yeah, political movement here. Yeah.
Eggism.
A push.
We've got a question from Neil J. I'll go back to that, Neil, in a second once we've gone through the other chats. In 2024, Slovenia will have a higher standard of living than the UK post-Brexit. On current trajectory, we will be lower than Poland by 2030. Oh, nice.
Blimey.
We know how to live, don't we? He can't give to the poor. I assume we mean Charlie here. He can't give to the poor because that underlines the state we are in, and his enablers would be livid. We set Rock off, haven't we? Keep it coming, Rock. Welcome, Alan. Quickly becoming a great fan of the show. Guys, I've just been at King Zero, Trafalgar Square, and the atmosphere is what?
Febrile. What is that word?
I don't know. Quite a lot of people fainting, sword fighting, eating eels. It's electric.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Neil comes in. Charles should have done a Twitter poll. Should do a coronation? Should he do a coronation or give the money to food banks? Yeah, he should have had a wheel of win, shouldn't he?
Yeah. 2
halves, coronation, end poverty. Just like. He could come on. He could have done it on the show. Could have come on today and done it.
I think you're 100% right, Stu. But my motto has always been: if you can't beat them, join them. And that's why in 1943 I joined the Nazi.
No. There we go. Let's go back to the question we had, because this is Ask Us Anything. It's bled into hot potato.
Yep.
It's a bloody potato. Question: who would make a better ruler, Prince Andrew or Prince George?
Prince George, I presume, is the young son of Wills and Kate.
Yeah.
Rather than from Blackadder.
Yeah. Well, my mind immediately went to Blackadder.
No.
I think that might be a more interesting question. I don't know. Andrew or the child? That's a dangerous concoction right there.
Well, let's answer both questions. We'll go for the child, and we'll do Prince
definitely.
George from Blackadder. Who would make a? That's a real tough one, isn't it? Because the child, who must be about 6 now or something, would have no understanding of anything.
Yeah.
Really?
He'd be making like crazy rules, isn't he? Like,
yeah,
chocolate for breakfast.
But Andrew would cause a real shit stir.
Yeah.
Among the people.
Yeah. Would be ruled by a what's it?
Would be a joke. The country would be a joke with either option. I'm gonna have to go with the child. No, I'm gonna have to go with Andrew. At least some people like in other countries won't know how awful he is.
I like the idea of having George. I mean, he could have like a worm tongue whispering in his ear. Like maybe you could do it, Jimmy. I don't know, but he would be advised, wouldn't he? Whereas Andrew would just go rogue.
Yeah,
just like I don't know, making us into his own personal sex island.
I'm in
again. Yeah.
There's a comment from Rock in the chat there that corresponds to it.
Beg your pardon. What we got, Rock? Andrew has been practicing with kids George's age. Yeah.
That's slander, sir. That's slander. There was no proof that there was any children involved.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Rock, you probably know this question. Who's the youngest monarch we've ever had? Out of interest. I could Google it, but you're there, so I'll just ask you. You get on that. We'll carry on with the show.
What would you say? The child or the child or the
child every time. Child. I think it's the safer pick.
All right. And with regards to Andrew or Prince George, played by Hugh Laurie in Blackadder?
Prince George, I think, be funnier. I think it'll be a witty period of rule.
He was a womanizer, but the women seemed up for it back then. They weren't as angry as they are now. They go, it's the prince. I'll have a go.
No, it's raining. It's raining. It's literally going to rain on his parade. Never mind. Poor old Charlie, eh? Oh, here we go. Rock's come in. Edward VI. He was aged 8. Wow.
1590s.
George's age, isn't it? George is probably around that, surely. Was he a bit younger? I don't know.
Look, Lord Doolan there. Lord, part of the aristocracy. We had a 9-year-old king once. So it must be the same. Must be the same chap.
There we go. Oh, door's going.
Oh. Good comment from Alan DeGeneres, who's at ground zero.
There are a lot of people sat next to tents at the side of the King's Parade, all wearing Union Jacks and grinning. Some crying, all pink, sweaty, and sunburnt like a charcuterie left out in the sun.
Isn't that the selection of meats, hams and stuff?
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
hello, Benj. Speaking of someone who could probably do a better job at ruling the country.
Really? Because at the moment he's pretending to be a cat.
Yeah. All right, Benj? Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I think you do a smashing job as King of the United Kingdom. Do you think you'd be a good king? Do you want the job? Yeah. Are you looking forward to the coronation tomorrow?
Are you?
No.
You're just playing video games.
Probably, yeah.
You're just going to play video games.
Well, we're going to go to the footy, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then we'll find something else to do. Yeah.
Don't tell him the cinema yet, just in case they put the prices up.
Yeah. Right. Love you. Leave you.
Bye.
Bye, Benjo.
Bye.
There we go.
There we go. And Rock finishes off with a lovely bit of alliteration.
Gammon gathering.
Yeah.
Showed it. Yeah.
Is that the plural? Gaggle.
A gaggle of gammon. So there we go. It's the coronation. It's a big moment for the country. People are invested in it. I think it's people seem to be getting excited. It's not for me. I don't think it's a lot. It's not for a few people. Let's just say that. I don't know what the figures are. I'm sure I heard on the TV this week that 25% of the British public now support a republic, which I thought was quite interesting. That seems quite high.
Right.
But, it's not going to happen, is it? It's we're stuck with them.
For me, it's just an excuse to have a drink and a bank holiday and whatever.
Yeah. Jeez. Did you hear that?
That's you mentioning the republic. God save our king.
Yep. Well, that's great. We've kind of killed two birds with one stone there. Ask Us Anything and a bit of the hot potato.
Yeah.
So happy days. Didn't get to do the hot potatoes thing. Perhaps I'll do it now as an outro. Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do that. So that was your hot potato, the coronation. There we go. Ah, Jimmy. In a switch to the running order that we traditionally do, I'm now going to bring in hot takes.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'm up for watching a trailer.
Yeah, we're always up for doing that. So forgive me, we've just had a sting, but we're going to have another sting because what we're going to do now is transition over to hot takes, where we take a look at the latest cinematic trailers and give our on the spot, on the fly reactions to said trailer. So hot takes. Fucking hell. I forgot to transition into the hot
Welcome to Hot Takes.
Yeah, there we go. Welcome to Hot Takes. Welcome to Hot Takes. Like I said, Jimmy, this is where we react to the latest cinematic trailers.
We certainly do.
That's what we do.
We missed it last week, didn't we?
We did, and then we promised we'd do it later in the week, but then we thought, oh, we're too tired.
We didn't do it. And do you know, I still haven't watched the Flash trailer.
Have we not?
No, I think I'm not going to watch it. I think I'm going to just go and see it in the cinema. Son's trailer.
Okay. I'd rather do that than do what the shit we're going to do today.
Would you? Let's do it then. Switch it up. Let's do the Flash.
I'll tell you what, I'll throw it out to the chat. Chat, quick straw poll. Would you rather us reacted to the June Part 2 trailer or the Flash, the second trailer from the Flash? I'll give you a few minutes to
did you see June 1, Stu?
No.
Because I did, didn't I?
You did, and you hated it.
Yeah, I hated and slated it, didn't I? Did I fall asleep? Oh no, that was the Batman. I fell asleep.
That was Batman, wasn't it? Yeah.
I watched Dune with Alex Roth, and it was so dull. No one was of any interest whatsoever.
Yeah. Straw poll. 2 votes are in. Flash. Let's do the Flash.
Can't wait.
Let's do the Flash. Okay, right. Let me because we've already reacted to the first Flash trailer, haven't we? Now, I didn't know there was a second one until you said. So.
Yeah. Well, there was a picture that I was seeing popping up on people's reviews.
Yeah.
Which looked a little bit worrying. Which was
what was that then, mate?
How Michael Keaton looks. Sans his bat cow.
Okay.
I've used the word "sons" twice tonight.
Yeah. Well,
it's like someone's bet me I can't use the word "sons" 12 times in the show.
Official trailer 2. That's the one we want, isn't it?
It's the one.
All right, let's key this up. Go full screen, baby. Well, we've gone rogue again. Okay, so Flash 2. Flash trailer 2. First one I thought was okay. We got a bit of Michael Keaton, didn't we? Saying
I want to see
a few Batman lines, and
yeah,
there's a lot of good buzz about this film. Everyone who's seen it in the industry is saying how amazing it is.
Really?
Yeah. Like saying, it's the greatest comic book film I've ever seen.
How amazing would that be? That if it was the best one ever, and they've got Ezra Miller, who's in a terrible way.
Yep.
And Warner Brothers is just in a mess, isn't it? Like, I hope it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see it. I'd rather every film that came out was amazing. So, yeah, this really feels like it's kind of up against the odds, and it's, with everything that you said, Ezra Miller, blah blah blah. Well, let's see. Let's see what it's like. Let's check out this second trailer, shall we? Tweak the volume slightly. Here we go.
I lost my parents. That pain made me who I am. I spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did it.
It's good.
I
He had
can't
hair.
imagine what you've been through.
I love you, monkey.
You lost both parents in one day.
Barry! Call 911 now!
I went back in time to save my parents. But instead, I completely broke the universe.
If you went back and changed the past, this world must die.
You changed the future.
Do you know what this symbol stands for?
Means hope, right?
I will help you fight Zod.
You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
That was pretty cheesy.
No way.
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have make us who we are. You're not meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you.
No matter what we do, we're not going to be able to fix this. No! Nobody dies!
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Where's yours?
Yeah.
I'm,
I really want to see
excited.
it.
I'm excited
Yeah,
to do
I really
again.
want to see it. I really want to see it.
I think that looked great fun. He had bleached blonde hair, didn't he? Keaton.
I
I
wanna-
think
I want to go to the bit where he says, "You want to get nuts?" Because where was that?
for anyone who doesn't know, that's one of the classic lines from the first Batman film with Michael Keaton, where he's trying to get Jack Nicholson's Joker to shoot him, isn't he?
Hmm.
So he can fall down and then
There he is.
yeah. Is he wearing a golden suit or is that just the light on the
Well,
back?
it's just
Maybe it
lighting,
says-
but when I originally saw it, it looked like his head was too small for his body and his like suit.
yeah.
But no, it looks fine. It looks fine. I mean, he's Batman of an age, isn't he? So that's what he's gonna look like, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't. I've got a problem with how he looks. It's and hearing that line was nice, and I didn't know Batfleck was in it.
Nice to see.
Yeah,
Nice to see. One
Hope he,
last.
yeah, it gets like a one line. I hope it goes out in style.
What dies?
Yeah,
to
possibly.
die?
Who knows?
Kill him off.
Who knows? Yeah.
Going forward, I think he is leaving because there is the James Gunn reboot. Do you think that it will be in this new timeline with Keaton as Batman? Can you keep Keaton on?
I don't know. But well, no, I think people would want a young, virile Batman, wouldn't they? Do you think?
Sounds like you do.
In the new, I don't know what would we call it, the DC, the new DCU, whatever it's called.
We've had them, and we've got Robert Battenbat doing the Batman 2 and stuff. Like, let's keep
That's true.
Keaton.
I mean, this would be something different if they did go forward with Keaton, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's keep him.
Maybe do like a Batman Beyond thing where you have the old Batman and
Yeah.
the younger ward, if you like, that kind of takes on the Batman mantle.
That would be good.
Yeah,
with Keaton.
Perhaps that's what they're doing. Perhaps that this is their universe reset, and that's how they're going to go forward with James Gunn and his stuff and his Superman stuff.
What was the name of that young Batman in Batman Beyond? Was it Damien, or was that his son?
I don't know. Would you like me to look it up?
No, it's fine. Who'd you get to play him? I wouldn't mind if they got Joseph Gordon-Levitt back in for that role. From
Beyond.
Nolan. Yeah, he's in a different universe, isn't he? So you can have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Adam Driver, but Adam Driver is a big guy. He'd dwarf Keaton.
Yeah. It's not jumping out at me.
I think Driver would be a great shout there.
Yeah. Terry McGinnis, I think. Yeah.
Terry, yes.
Terry McGinnis is the person who Batman takes under his wing. Pardon the expression. Yeah, that looked great for me. That was that extended on what the promise of the first trailer. We got to see, some more member berries. Batman 89.
I like the look of Supergirl. Sorry, I think she looks good. I don't need Cavill in this. Do
you know what? I think it's a shame that they haven't got him in.
Oh, I just find him so dull.
Oh, do you?
I like the look of him, but I just find him dull. I find Superman dull. So I'm hoping this Supergirl is a bit different to Superman.
What do you think about having Zod? I mean, Zod looks like the main antagonist, isn't he? So.
No, love it. I loved Zod in Man of Steel. He's an amazing actor, isn't he, Shannon? I'm well happy with that. I think this is great. Do you want to go and see it? When's it coming out?
Oh, I don't know. Did it say at the end? Probably summer, I would imagine.
After this, we're going to have to go to the chat because it's kicked off massively. But
sorry, chat. We'll get back to you. June 15th. Oh,
right.
Nice.
Soon.
Yeah.
Should we go and see it, Stu?
I'm up for that, mate. Yeah.
Go and see it.
Yes. There we go. Right, chat. Sorry. Let me get rid of that. That was hot takes, by the way. That was hot takes. Are people talking about the
Well, if you go back to after Rock says Flash, it says comment from Alan DeGeneres.
Oh, let's do all these. Rock says, wow. Colin, on fire. Yes. People are loving it. Alan says it blows my mind.
You need to go further back.
Oh, do I? Further?
Yeah. Further back.
Oh my God. Okay. Right, okay. Alan says, Colin, I challenge you to a physical fight. The Paddy Power in Colchester in 45 minutes. Challenges laying down.
Yeah.
Colin, Lord Doolan says you're on. So it's kicking off. It is literally kicking off.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm going to put a bet on myself, absolutely stoving your arsehole in just before the fights take place. What I kept blimey.
I know, yeah. It's really going.
Let's have it, Alan. What is that? Oh, it's a boxing glove.
Yeah.
Okay, Rock is saying, wow. I'm assuming that's a reaction to the trailer and not the threats of violence.
I don't know.
Could go either way, really. Doolan loving it. Alan says it blows my mind that all this is based on true events in the mid-80s just outside Gillingham. Rock throwing some, he's questioning those facts.
Yeah, I would.
And finally, Alan says, I can't believe it. Elton John wrote a treatment for it in 99, but nobody believed this stuff actually happened.
I mean,
Alan.
I think Alan, do you need just to call someone? Is there someone who looks after you? Well, there you go, Stu.
That was flash trailer, didn't it?
Yeah,
that looked hot.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm even more. Do you know what? I think I'm more excited about seeing that than anything else at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Up against Guardians, Indie. That's
excuse me.
I'm pumped about that.
Yeah, looked really good, didn't it? Really good. Well, there we go. That was your hot takes for the week. Flash 2. Flash 2. I keep saying that. Flash trailer 2. Looked really good. That gets the Renaissance Men seal of approval, which is a quality seal
the
of
royal
approval.
seal today as well.
Hell yeah. Right. Let's get back on track, shall we, with the rest of the show. That was hot takes. It's at this point, really, Jimmy, that we take a look back through our weeks in geek. Weeks in geeks. I'm never going to get used to saying that, am I? But yeah, it's time for the week in geek. There we are. It's a week in geek. What we're going to do first, then, eh? Who would like to go first?
Kick it off, Stu.
Shall I kick it off? I've got some crackers to kick off with. I've called this my my guilty sleazy roundup. Okay. I know. So strap yourselves in, because I do like a guilty pleasure every now and again, particularly when I'm watching TV. I just like to unwind with something that doesn't tax my brain too much. Something I can just let wash over me almost. And I've spoken about a lot of this stuff in the past, whether it was Teen Mum UK.
Oh yeah, you like that.
Or I don't know. God,
what was the big people? You like the big people one?
My
Half-Ton Life.
Oh yeah, My 600-Pound Life. 7 Little Johnsons, or whatever they're called. Little people. I love anything that's kind of borderline discriminatory.
No, it's not. Jerry Springer, what we watched last week, was discriminatory.
Yeah.
This is showing the truth behind people and their problems.
Yeah, it's not quite reality TV, but it's like lifestyle TV, isn't it? I mean, a lot of this stuff is on Discovery Plus, and you got channels like your Quest Red and TLC, which I think stands for the Learning Channel, if I remember right, which is a bizarre concept for some of the stuff they put on there. These kind of channels you get down the mid level of your Sky TV planner.
Yeah.
Not many people watch, but they gather it all together on Discovery Plus, and that's why I love that service so much. And I don't know what it is, but the last week is like a perfect storm of all my favorite trashy shows having new series. It's been brilliant. Dr. Pimple Popper, new series. My 600-Pound Life, new series. Teen Mum UK, Next Generation.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Stewart on it?
I know, right? That's great branding. Obviously, the original Teen Mums have got too old and leathery, so they've had to bring in some
Is it called The Next Generation?
Yeah.
That is clever, because people are Googling The Next Generation at the moment.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's that's fantastic. All these kind of shows. It's nothing that I particularly want to bring to you guys in any great depth, but it's what I'm watching at the moment, and it's a lovely escape.
What is it you like about Teen Mums, Stu?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, obviously, you could say I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this is a sleazy guy.
I'm thinking he's a Prince Andrew, yeah.
Wearing the crown doesn't help. I appreciate that. No, I don't know. I think a lot of it is, being a parent.
Yeah.
I think there's and seeing them, because a lot of them do struggle.
I bet
parents as they would. They're young girls.
Well, how old are they? 16.
I don't know. Yeah. Well. Yeah, between 16 and 19, I think, around that age. But they're kids. The kids having kids.
Yeah, terrifying.
And I found having a kid terrifying, and I think there's a bit of empathy there. I feel for them, and I just find it quite interesting how they deal with it. I mean, you do learn to deal with it. You learn to become a parent, don't you? But I find it quite interesting seeing them, obviously as young people themselves, and struggling in those early stages, because the kids are all quite young. The kids they've had are quite young, and you're kind of watching them having to deal with the same things that, obviously I wasn't a teen mum, but as a dad who struggled, and I think most people when they have a kid, it's a massive life-changing moment, isn't it?
Crikey, yeah.
I think you do struggle, to some degree, and I think it's quite empathetic to watch someone kind of go through that as well, and I find it quite interesting. It's not about the teenagers, and I'm not a Prince Andrew.
It's
I can see where people may think that.
Yeah, well, it's a shame they can't do like what they did in the past. If a 16-year-old got pregnant in the past, they'd go off to live in the country for 9 months. They'd have that child, and when it came back, it was their sister or something that had been staying with someone, and they got raised as the sister rather than or brother rather than the child of that sibling, didn't it? Good old days.
Not having a comment from Rock. Struggling to justify the love of teen mums. Still struggled too. Yeah. That's quality. Rock also says he was halfway through Hot Takes when a woman came round with a tray selling chalk ices and ciggies.
Again, the good old days.
What, did they do that in cinemas?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, in the good old days, yeah. I don't know if in England. Yeah, probably in England.
Yeah, it's probably like a 60s thing, isn't it? I could see.
In your higher class places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they used to smoke.
Smoke-filled cinemas, yeah.
Yeah. Well, used to smoke on aeroplanes.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Imagine
it's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's incredible how smoking has just become almost been eradicated, isn't it? I mean, there's obviously a lot of people still do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people vape as well, don't they? Got a cracking vape story coming up later on the show. Just saying.
Nice. I find it really odd when I see someone smoking these days. It looks odd.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really out of place.
I kind of have more respect for someone who's still smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Than someone who's vaping. I think.
Okay.
I look at someone who's. If I had a smoker and a vapor, I think the smoker isn't. He's not lying to himself. He's just going with it. Fuck it. Looks cooler.
Well, I drink a lot of 0% booze. Would you have more respect for me if I sat on here drinking full percent booze?
Yes, I would. Quite frankly, I would.
But the show often suffers when I am drinking full strength alcohol.
No, that is true. That is true. Have you ever vaped?
I've tried. I've had a puff on someone's vape. Pointless. I've got friends that have taken up vaping who didn't smoke, but have taken up vaping.
I think that's the issue, and I think you're getting kids, aren't you? Vaping. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't prefer them to be smoking, but I don't know. Vaping doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It feels like the early days of cigarettes when everyone's like, "Oh, this is like good." It's like medicinal almost.
Yeah,
it's like good for you. I don't know. Vaping, I feel like we're kicking the can down the road for a bit, and we're gonna hit this like vaping time bomb in about 40 years when we realize, it causes massive, I don't know, hemorrhaging tumors or something.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Who knows? Anyway, how are we getting to vaping?
Your teenage mum. I don't know.
It was Rock's comment, wasn't it? Yeah, Rock was talking about.
Yes, smoking. Cinemas.
So it's on the screen right in front of me.
Alan DeGeneres has got a comment about Gary Barlow.
Oh God. Gary Barlow's a new show on BBC Three that's worth the watch. Just him shoving pedestrians into the road at crossing, and then singing to the traffic to slow them down.
Is that true? It wouldn't surprise me.
It sounds like something the BBC Three would commission, isn't it?
Good old Gary, and then The Rock after that. What's The Rock saying?
ABC Exeter guaranteed every screening in the 70s. Place was like a Vietnamese laundry. It was so smoky. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You do. I can picture it now. Like just a smoky haze at the top of the cinema. You get the screen, don't you? You get like the projector trying to cut through the smoky haze. Yeah.
What do you think of people eating in cinemas, Stu?
To me, it depends on the food.
Hot dogs.
Fine. Yeah.
Nachos.
Yeah, I think anything like super crunchy or super smelly. I think that they're the two dividing lines for me. So I don't know. Hot dogs on top of nachos, maybe some fried onions in there. That's a no.
Whenever I go to the cinema in the past with Lord Doolan and our good friends Will and Ollie, for Lord Doolan and Will, it was always about the snacks. They'd always have to get their hot dogs. Lord Doolan would always have to get his blue drink. Love the blue drink. Most amount of pick and mix you could get.
Yeah.
Love their snacks.
Love it.
That's why he respects my fox.
Yeah, probably because he has the same diet.
He's a snacker.
Trash. Yeah. You must forgive me. I need a wee. So can I leave you for 1 second?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go on to talk about the next thing. Now you've talked about your guilty pleasure of teenage mums.
But I won't be able to hear you. That's the only thing. So
that's fine.
Okay. You crack on. I'll be back.
Away he goes. And away he goes. Yeah, so it's very weird doing this on your own. We're so used to talking to each other that it gets quite bizarre. But if we're moving on from Stu watching big people, little people, and teenage mums, I wanted to talk about something that I've been watching this week, which is an old show, but I never appreciated it back when it was on, which is the Greg Davies vehicle, Man Down. If anyone's out there, let me know what you thought of it. In the season 1, Greg Davies has his dad played by Rick Mail, which was, great casting for anyone who knows how they both look. They've got a very similar face. So much so that Greg on certain scenes would pull a face and Rick Mail would go, "Don't do that. That's mine. That's my face." But I watched bits of season 1 back when it was on. I think it was 2015 or something like that, or maybe even earlier, maybe 2013. And I didn't love it. I thought it was a bit manic at the time. Now that there's been so much crap comedy, I'm finding going back to some of the comedies that I thought were okay at the time. I'm really enjoying. I'm talking about Man Down.
Oh yes,
the Greg Davies vehicle.
Yes.
So
Rick Mail in this, mate.
So season 1, Rick Mail's his dad, but then at the end of Rick Mail died before season 2. So they didn't try and recast him; they just killed him off, and they brought in a lady to play his auntie, play Greg Davies' auntie. And it's, I've forgotten her name. Stu, I've given you the IMDb there. It's the woman who used to be in Waiting for God. Did you ever watch Waiting for God?
Oh, yes.
Brilliant sitcom about people in an old people's home. Fantastic show. And they brought in her to play his auntie. It's a bit unrealistic. It's got Roisin Conaty in it as well. But in I think it's the 3rd season, Tony Robinson comes into it.
It's got Mrs. McCluskey in it.
Is it Mrs. McCluskey? Playing his mum?
Yeah.
It is Mrs. McCluskey, isn't it?
Gwyneth Powell. Wow.
I was going to say Gwyneth Paltrow.
Stephanie Cole.
Stephanie Cole, that's her. Yep. She's so good in it. She looks the same age as she did in Waiting for God.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tony Robinson comes into it. Stephen Burkoff is in one episode. Do you know Stephen Burkoff? If you went to drama school, you know Stephen Burkoff is, because he's a theatre practitioner. He's a writer of plays such as East and West and Messiah. But he was in. You'll know him from Beverly Hills Cop 2, Stu. He plays a South African.
I know him. Villain. Yeah. Yes. So you had to say Beverly Hills Cop 2, and I'm there. Yeah, I know exactly who he is.
It's an odd show, but I've been really loving it this time round. I was just saying, I think because there's been so much crap comedy, when I go back and look at the ones that I didn't think were amazing, I'm enjoying a lot more.
That's good.
And
is this kind of is this ended now? Is it run its course?
Yes, I think so. There's 3 series all on. What am I watching them on? Netflix?
Okay.
4OD. I'm watching them on. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Greg Davies though.
he's an interesting one. His stand-up is great if you can appreciate him just telling stories about his youth. And some I don't love because he just talks about people's nicknames. And there's plenty of people where I live with funny nicknames. It's just like, I'd rather he wrote some more jokes than just told stories about him growing up and then laughing at them. And they are funny stories, but it's sort of like you could sit in a pub and have a laugh, but stop going on about yourself, write some jokes.
Yeah.
But he is fun. He's funny looking enough. I watched an episode.
I loved him in The In-Betweeners. I thought that was perfect casting. He played that role fantastically as the head teacher.
Yeah,
but, I couldn't get on with him in anything else. I don't know why that is. I don't know. He feels like an actor who can play a great supporting comedic character, but not a vehicle for his own stuff. But I don't know. Perhaps I'm judging him too harshly there. Perhaps that's a me problem.
I sort of understand that. Yeah, I sort of understand that. I quite enjoyed Cuckoo that he was in as well.
Okay, I've seen that. Yeah.
Andy Samberg in the first series, and then was taken over by Taylor Lautner, I think it was, in the rest of the seasons. He's quite manic, and I don't know. But there was an episode I watched the other day, and he was going on a date with a younger girl in her 20s, I think she was, and he wanted to look younger, and he ended up. His mum was ironing his clothes. She was like, "You sure you want me to iron these? These are quite old. They might not fit you anymore." He's like, "They'll be fine." He's got a ginormous gut, Greg Davis, isn't he? And then his auntie is washing his hair, but he realizes quite soon that she's dyeing it. Right. So when he turns up on the date, you can imagine the size of him in a really tight Shed 7 t-shirt. Remember the band Shed 7? Really tight. With jet black hair, but grey sideburns still. A simple thing, but it did make me laugh a lot. But yeah, I'm watching that, and I'd say give it another go, Stu. And Rick Mail it's lovely to see Rick Mail in stuff that I hadn't necessarily watched him.
No, yeah, quite.
Yeah, Man Down, 4OD. Give it a go.
Nice. Before I get into the meat of what I've been doing this week, I wanted to mention that I tried. I say tried. I'm currently watching Colin from Accounts.
Oh, yes.
Colin from Accounts? Colin from Accounts. Yeah, Colin from Accounts. It's really good. Really, really good. Really enjoying it. It's very... I must have not been listening to what you said because as soon as it came on, it was Australian. I thought that threw me. But it's fine. I like it. I've grown to love Australian stuff. I think because of Bluey. I think Australians can be really funny.
Yeah,
and
they're great. Aussies.
I know. Yeah, they really are. And this is it's very quaint. I'm only a couple of episodes in. Excuse me. But it's it's got me. It's got me by the knackers. I really want to see where it's going. I mean, you can quite clearly see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
At least I'm assuming that's where it's going to go. But I'm just enjoying seeing this blossoming relationship between these two people brought together over this really chance instant of running this stray dog over, and the situation that comes from that. So yeah, it's a great show, great recommendation from yourself, and both myself and Amanda are watching it together.
How many have you watched?
I think 2 or 3.
8 episodes.
I think only 2 actually. Only 2.
There's a
2 or 3.
There's a wonderful so we're still early coming up where they go to her parents' house.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And her mum and her mum's boyfriend. Talking of Prince Andrew, with her boyfriend. Yeah, he plays it really, really well. You'll enjoy that.
That's been a nice highlight from the week for me.
Stick with it.
Oh, we will do. We'll see it through to the end. What I really wanted to actually, before I go on this, let's recognise the chat because it's been going down again, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. It's gone off the rails, isn't it?
Well, Alex loves Man Down, so there's some love for Man Down in the chat from Alex. Thank you, Alex. Alan, at the moment, he Yeah, James, you are the glue that holds the show together, and it's why I tune in. He's just riding your way. You're really good looking. Please delete this comment before he comes back. Which caused some hilarity from Alex and Rock. Oh God, distract him somehow. So he doesn't read it. Spill some Fanta on your hard drive and destroy this.
My God.
Yeah,
I'm a bit worried about Alan because I honestly don't know who it is.
No, he must know you. I suspect he knows you.
I don't know.
I
don't want to know them.
It's not the Brian Blessed, is it? That's who I think it might be.
I'd be surprised if it bother talking to me. It'd watch, but I don't think it'd be chatting like that.
Anyway, the meat of my pleasure this week has been from playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Jimmy. This might be a sore point for you.
No,
because backstory, I was originally going to get it on disc, and then once completed, lend it to Jimmy for him then to play. But I reneged on my promise and purchased it digitally. So I said, screw you to Jimmy.
Well, you said it to me, Stu, screw you. But check this out. My son this morning.
Oh, no.
Are we going to get Jedi Survivor?
Oh, no.
I said, no, we can't.
Little T-Saint.
I said, it's too. I said, it's probably too difficult for you. I mean, you didn't even complete Fallen Order. If I complete Fallen Order, do I get Survivor? I said, no, it's not how it works. It's not.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I love the fact that Little T-Saint #1 sounds like he comes from Minnesota.
You've heard him talk, haven't you?
I have, but when you do it, he specifically sounds like he comes from Minnesota. He should be in Fargo.
He does sound like he's in Fargo. Is it? What did I say? Well, yeah. I said to him, just before you go on, I said to him, you can wear what you want at school today. What do you want to wear today? He went, my dinosaur pants, my dinosaur t-shirt, and my blue sneakers. Sneakers.
Bless him, eh? Bless his little heart. What was I going to say? Oh,
Jedi Survivor.
On the subject of it being too hard for Little T-Saint #1, Benj is also playing it. I'm having to fight the controller with Benjamin because he's bloody playing this game. And I'm saying to him, look, no, you can't play it this evening because you'll soon be ahead of me and be ruining the story for me and ruining my experience.
Yeah.
I don't want my experience ruined by you.
Can you bring up your gameplay, Stu, on the other side?
Oh yes, of course. Thank you. I was going to do that. Yeah. So I experimented with something this week. I did a little quick look video for you all that I released up on the YouTube channel. It's basically just me playing the game, but I commentary at the start. I think what I will do
Stu, you're cutting out. Your sound's cutting out.
Gaming series here on the Renaissance Men. In this video, mute that. Sorry.
Yeah, I really liked your introduction.
Yeah, and I think what I will do is at the end, I think it might be nice if I maybe summarize my thoughts on what I've played so far at the end. I think that's probably where I'll tweak them. But I think it's a nice little concept that I'll carry on doing as I get, a new game or whatever.
Will you carry on with this?
I think this is probably all I'll do with Jedi Survivor, to be honest.
I tell you, when you used to do your game stream, and I liked seeing your face though.
Did you?
And your face isn't on this one.
No, it's difficult to do because I don't have the camera now for the PlayStation, so it's difficult to do because I don't think the PlayStation can actually use any other just normal USB camera, which is a ball ache. But
right.
Jedi Survivor, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. It looks, really? I mean, the video isn't doing it justice, but it looks amazing. You start off the game in Coruscant, and yeah, I mean that's a very visually impressive place anyway. You know, with lots of with the rich design heritage of Star Wars, that is a very iconic place in the universe, isn't it? And the game does it justice. You know, you're playing very much on the lower levels of Coruscant, and well, as you can see, it looks, it's a stunning looking game. It doesn't, in terms of how it plays, it's very similar. You've played Jedi?
Yeah, I got stuck, didn't I? Couldn't find the spaceship.
Couldn't
find the spaceship, so I gave up.
Of course you did. It plays very similar to it. Obviously, the main difference being that, in Fallen Order, you've forgotten all your Jedi skills, haven't you? You're kind of relearning them as the game goes on. But at the start of this level, you basically start the game where you ended in terms of your Jedi skills.
That's
the first game, so you know how to do everything. You can double jump. You can, you've got access to pretty much all the lightsabers available to you, like the dual wielding ones, the double-ended ones. So you're starting the game on a higher level than what you did previously, so that's good. And you kind of you're straight into that empowering, I feel like a goddamn Jedi here. So that's what you want, isn't it?
Who was that chap?
Well, this is something that's new. So you kind of get what I call it, like a sidekicks throughout the game, and you can control them to some degree. Like you can point at an enemy and press a button, and they'll go and attack that enemy, or you can point it up at a ledge, and they'll say there's something on the ledge that you want them to get, and you can tell them to go and get it. So it's like a little AI companion that kind of follows you around. That's cool. It's not all the time, but I think it's about half the time through this opening level.
Two quick questions, Stu. One, do you cut people in half and stuff?
Yes, there is a dismemberment mode now.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a toggle button in the options for dismemberment. So whether I capture it on the stream or not, I don't know, but certainly I've seen myself cut off stormtrooper hands and arms and stuff, which is
good.
Cool.
Because that it was like when they did the Force Unleashed on certain platforms, you cut their arms and stuff off, but on others you didn't. It's like you should. That's how it should work.
Yeah, and I like you've got that choice. I specifically turned it off for Benj because I didn't really want him to see it, but for me, I went all in on the dismemberment.
Second question: how's the map on this one? I found the map confusing on the first game.
Yeah, it's the same. So if you found it confusing originally, it's still confusing, and I did find it confusing. But I don't know why they choose to do it. Like, it's very stylistic, isn't it? It's very, it's of the universe. It's like, oh, I'm reading a holomap that a droid would give me or something, but I don't want that. I just want a nice, simple, top down.
I don't want a map. I like it when there's a fucking arrow pointing where you need to go. Yeah, like in the Lego games. Or a Harry Potter game. That new Harry Potter game, that's got arrows pointing where
it has, and that does it great because it's they do a great job of it because they use like an in-game kind of way of explaining it, whether it's like fairies or something, but it puts like a trail in front of you and it points you where you need to go. And I think this could do with that.
Yeah, the Force.
It's like a glowing trail.
Yeah, a glowing Force point trail. Stu, you're gonna have to give me 1 minute. I'll be back.
That's fine. What I'll do, I'll just keep explaining that because that's a good point that you bring up actually. And Benj was, when Benjamin was playing it, he did struggle to kind of find his way and see where he needed to go. And he asked me, "Is there a pip system, as he liked to call it? Follow the pips. That's most games have a thing where you follow the pips to your next objective, and this doesn't." But what it does do is it has, if you're heading in the right direction, say if you walk through a door and that door is leading you to your objective, then there's a little audio cue. It'll just go, da-da, it's something very, very kind of simple like that, but it's just enough. And Benj certainly finds it useful. It's just enough to let you know that you're on the right track. But you do have to dig deep down into the options to try and find that. In terms of the storyline, starts off really interesting. You know, you're kind of it's set several years after the first game, and Cal has got this band of I don't know. Well, spoilers, I guess, minor spoilers for the beginning of the game. He is now working for Saw Gerrera and has like a banded together a group of people who are kind of freedom fighters. And you start on this opening mission on Coruscant, and shit goes down. Shit goes down, and yeah, it's great. I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. But it's just finding the time to play it and stay one step ahead of the beast. To be perfectly honest, great. All right.
Yeah, all good. All good. It's looking good, this game. I will get it at some point. I just wait for the price to go down.
Yeah. I've got to the first planet, and what I will say, I mean, that was great because it's very much it's almost like the frontier of space. Very, very Western feeling. You know, think of like your classic Western film where you got a village on the frontier of the western coast of the US, as you know, the expansion west in those days. This planet kind of feels that similar. You know, there's a saloon. It just feels very Western. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's just a very interesting feel about the first level. About, you know, it's something I felt was very un-Star Wars like, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was rambling a bit there, but there we go. But it's great. Great game. Fantastic stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go, my friend. I think that's I was going to talk about some WWE, if you would indulge me.
Of course, if it's interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm watching it every week, so I thought, well, I might as well just briefly mention kind of some stuff that I'm enjoying about it.
Get the Star Wars off then, and tell me about it. Just before you do go into that, Stu.
Yeah.
There was two things I forgot to mention from what I've been up to this week, and I can't believe I forgot to mention them.
Go ahead, my friend.
Two things. One, I went for a prostate exam, and two, I went to a farmer's market and I purchased this Rebel Reaper chili jam from my lovely friends. Had a farm event where you could go and pet animals, and they had stalls and stuff.
Oh, nice.
They had. I knew these jam people were going to be there, and I've wanted to buy these for a long time. £6, Stu.
Really?
For that jar.
Yeah, but that's the trouble with these. They get a lot with these kind of farm events or like artisanal type things, don't you? But if it's good quality, then you know
it's absolutely beautiful. I'm giving them a shout out. Slightly, yeah, slightly. If you want to, they're not sponsoring the show, but if they want to sponsor the show,
feel free.
Mad Mike's Chili Jam. He's got a website. No, he hasn't. There must be a website. Just Mad Mike's Chili Jam. But even like that is probably too much.
So are you using that? Are you eating that as a dip? Because I hear the word jam and I want to go spreading it on my toast.
No, don't spread this on your toast.
Excuse me. I probably would have that reaction, wouldn't I?
It's amazing. It's so hot. So that's delicious. Mad Mike's. And the second thing, the prostate exam, Stu.
Yeah. I'm intrigued because I feel I probably might need one soon.
Like I go about once every 2 weeks.
Mrs. T. Saint does it.
But I had the usual. It's so hot. The usual thing, which every man gets in his life, is a bit of blood in the toilet.
God, why are you dropping this only on job? No, I've never had that.
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Good.
You never had that?
No.
You must eat enough roughage.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
In your wee or your poo?
Oh, poo. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I eat a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
So
I suppose just hemorrhoids, surely.
No, it wasn't. It was.
Is you digested blood?
I don't want to say what it was, but it wasn't anything too bad. But when I went there, I said, "Yeah, prostate exam," and he said, "Well, you know the position, you know the routine. Have you ever had one?
No.
You should get one. Silent killer, but you have to pull your trousers and pants down to your ankles.
Yeah,
and get up on the bed." And lay on your side and put your knees up high like a baby. You feel very vulnerable.
Well, I'd rather do that than be like bent over a table or something.
Yeah, I guess you're right. At least you're protecting yourself.
Yeah,
but you
it's like you find a happy place, kind of. You're in that fetal position. Yeah,
that is it.
I'd find that quite comforting, actually,
because you're up like that and you're nervous. Everything your willy disappears. That leaves. And then he just went, let's just have a look. And he carjacked my ass cheeks apart. I was like,
goodness.
Oh God. He's like, oh yeah, I can see the problem. I can see the problem. Okay. And then it was just like, okay, deep breath. Whoop, and out.
Okay. Quite quick then.
Not long. He just has to check it's all the right size and everything. And he said, yeah. He said, that's all good. Picture of health. So I got a clean bill of health. I was
lovely.
I was happy with that. But
I'm glad we've had that check because it's demystified it a bit for me because I think I should probably have one. And, you know what we're like as men. It's
we don't like it up them.
No, we get funny about all that kind of stuff, don't we? And we shouldn't because you're right. It's an important thing to have done, I think.
Once you're 40, so we're still young, Stu, in our 20s, but once you're 40, apparently you should get it done once every couple of years just to get it checked, make sure that's all tickety poo.
Very good.
But there's nothing. It's fine. It's fine. But I know a lot of men are worried about that area. They think it's gay to wipe your own bum. So. But don't, go get it done. It's absolutely fine.
So, did you get that done on the NHS? Or was that privately?
NHS.
We just phoned up your GP and said, "Can I have a prostate exam?"
Yeah. And they said, "Do you need a phone call or do you need an actual in person?" I was like, "It depends how long his fingers are." No, I said in person, and then hoping they'd go, "Oh yes. Well, Dr. Cynthia Milady is in later," but no, Dr. I can't remember the doctor's name.
Dave
I probably
Smith.
Say it on it. Well, it was an Indian name, so I wasn't 100%, but I worked with a lot of Indian guys, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's, and it was a man, but he was fine. He was apart from when he wrenched my butt cheeks apart. The actual exam was fine. I don't know why he did that.
Oh, he split me like a hog. It was fine.
He's having a right old look. But
I'm glad, and hopefully that might have demystified it for some of our viewers and listeners. So if you're of an age, go get your prostate checked. Important.
If I can do it, if I can sit here in a Golden Girls t-shirt after having my butt fingered, you can.
Yeah. WWE
wrestling.
I also felt like I had my bum fingered by Vince. Ooh. No, I didn't. It was fine. It was all right. I mean, Jimmy, they're doing the whole draft. It felt like 2 wasted episodes of TV.
I've watched some of the draft.
It was dominated by the draft. They wheel out both on SmackDown and Raw some WWE legends, and they're going through the whole here's the whole roster, and we're kind of shaking things up, and we're sorting the roster and putting certain superstars on certain shows, and kind of just refreshing it and going anew. So that's what they were doing. And it took up a lot of time on each show. Personally, I'd quite like if the WWE just dedicated an hour, do a special show around it, like an hour chuck it on your YouTube channel or something. Like, here's the draft, like the NFL draft. It's a particular event, isn't it? Don't waste your TV doing it.
Don't put it on YouTube. Put it on their network. They got a whole flipping network.
Yeah, but I guess my point is don't put it on Raw and SmackDown.
I agree. I've never thought of that, Stu, but I've never thought of that. But you're right. It should be like the Hall of Fame ceremony or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so much better, and have some storylines in it as well. Make it interesting. It was poor, wasn't it?
I mean, the moves were okay. I mean, but I just don't know what it means. You know,
it means nothing, does it? Who cares?
Well, that's what it feels like. It feels like. I mean, you always had this confusion. I mean, they've had drafts in the past and brand splits, but I couldn't tell you like who was on each brand. Like if we go back to WrestleMania, I couldn't tell you who was on SmackDown and who was on Raw.
Especially as both belts have been held by Roman for so long.
Exactly.
So
and now we're getting. They announced today that obviously they've got the new World Heavyweight Championship belt that is going to be on, which is going to be Raw's title.
Yeah.
Roman has obviously been traded, or his excuse me, Roman is on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a tournament, not a tournament, but they're going to have a series of matches just to crown a winner for the new World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
But those the competitors are going to come from both SmackDown and Raw. So the final match will be one person from Raw, one person from SmackDown. So it's just
what?
Yeah.
But then they'll have to be on Raw.
Excuse me. Yes, I assume so.
Well, they have to. They can't take that belt to SmackDown. That is stupid. I mean, it was stupid bringing in the belt anyway. Like,
I like the belt. I think it's a nice design.
No, we've had this conversation, haven't we? It's got no gravitas to it. It's just a belt. Anyone can win a match anytime. It's got no history. It's got no one wearing it. I always hate that when someone has to give up a belt because they've got injured, and then they do a tournament to get it. It's like they've never lost. They didn't lose it.
Yeah.
And I think I get why they didn't take the belts off of Roman at Mania, because they want to keep him going, so they have that really long title run. But they should have took the belts off him, shouldn't they? I think they should have done like Sammy on the first night and Cody on the next night. Like stripped him off both, and both gets a belt each. Imagine the storyline, what that does to Roman, because at the moment he's just still there, and I think it's grown a bit thin now. It's been brilliant, but
I think you're right, and I think they've kind of booked themselves into a corner almost now, haven't they? I'm not sure they know where this goes, and who's going to get those belts off him.
And if Sammy would have took the SmackDown belt the first night, and then Cody the Raw one, or vice versa, you could turn Roman into like this absolute rage machine, where he splits up the bloodline himself because they weren't there to stop him from losing the belts, and he does Heyman, and he just becomes this monster that's not necessarily chasing belts, just destroying people.
Yeah. So I think the draft has been a little bit of a mess, and I don't know. I'm okay with it if they do have like a hard brand split. Keep people on Raw, keep people on SmackDown. Don't have this like cross pollination from both brands, but then they've got these wrestlers who they've ordained to be free agents who can go on any brand they like, and it's just, I don't know, it feels like a bit of a mess. But
I also hated the NXT call-ups because they were all sat in the room together wearing their NXT t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And you sort of go, well, that really looks like the minor leagues, doesn't it? And they're bringing them up.
Yeah.
I like it when an NXT person just turns up on WWE. That's when it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. But saying that, we've got a pay-per-view this tomorrow. In fact,
have we?
We have. Yeah, it's Backlash tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Yeah, WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow from Puerto Rico, because I have to
Ooh,
insist
Bad Bunny.
on saying it with the South American accent.
Is
Puerto Rico.
Bad Bunny going to be there?
He is. He's fighting. He is fighting Damien Priest.
He does a good job.
He does. He does. In fact, shall I run through the card for you? That's a good idea, Jimmy. Yeah, let's do this. Backlash. And to be fair, I'm quite enjoying some of the storylines going into it. You know, it's where are you? WWE Backlash. That's what I want. I want the card. Come on, give me the card.
Get a card up.
Give me the card, baby.
I'm sorry I'm eating tonight, but
that's all right. I've only just noticed. Yeah,
I can't resist this. I can't resist this chili jam. Mad Mike's chili jam.
Mm-hmm.
Check out their website. Oh, there is a website. www.madmikes.co.uk.
Oh, there we go. Yes, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Right, this is the card. This is what we got. Okay, we have a 6-man tag match. Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso.
Great people in that.
Yeah, actually, that could be good. That could be great.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
how do you do that, Stu? How do you?
I think Cody loses again.
I think good.
Cody loses in about 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think they're trying to go for this long road back kind of storyline for him. You know, he's going to go through some hard times. To quote his dad. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think Cody gets squashed there.
Really?
Yeah, I do. This is a strange one. We have Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. Well, I say it's strange. Zelina Vega is from Puerto Rico, so she's getting a shot at the SmackDown Women's title.
But Zelina Vega's what, 5 foot?
Yeah,
I like Zelina Vega a lot.
Yeah,
a lot, Stu. But Rhea Ripley is twice her size. It's not going to be as much of a fight.
And I think it's important to say that Rhea will be with Dominic and Zelina will be with Ray because they are both. Ray and Zelina are in the LWO, and obviously Rhea and Dominic are in Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins is taking on Omos.
Almost.
Yep.
What's that going to be?
I don't know. That's come from nowhere, but yeah.
Can Seth get a good match out of Omos? Do you reckon?
I reckon he could. Yeah. I mean, Omos isn't terrible. You know, he does what you expect from a big man, but at least he can move, at least he can walk. You know, the Great Khali struggled to kind of get to the ring at times, didn't he, with his knees?
He's not much better than the Great Khali.
No, but
he's got no speed.
But he is better.
I don't know what you do with him. Like, is he as good as Andre the Giant? Andre the Giant used to be able to move before he all got fucked up.
Mm. I don't know what you do with them. I could see Omos winning. It's a silent S. Omos winning. I could see him winning a world title at some point. You just feel like they would want to put it on him. It's, you know, just as a crazy attraction.
He needs to win a match first.
Yeah, it would help.
Brock beat him. Bobby Lashley beat him.
Yeah. Perhaps this is the one for Omos.
Wow.
We have a triple threat for the US title. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed. That could be good.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be good. I like Austin Theory. He's
good. He's got all the tools, isn't he? I like Bronson Reed as well. He's quick for a big man.
I'm really looking forward to this match, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's title. That could be awesome. That really could be good. And finally, we've got Bad Bunny versus Damien Priest in a San Juan street fight, whatever that is. Whatever the hell that is, sounds great.
I hope
it's all right.
I hope they deck it out like something from Fast and the Furious. Like cars around and sort of women in tiny shorts and
they're really stereotypical. I think that's what the WWE would do. Yeah, like if it's a Belfast brawl or something, they'd have like Irish pubs and shillelaghs and men in balaclavas.
Yeah. Yes. Do it, WWE. Do it.
So there we go. That is the current card. I guess that could change. I guess following SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think SmackDown is in San Juan as well this evening. So
what's the match? What's the finish in the match? What's the finish in the show? The closing match? Brock and Cody. Shouldn't be really, should it? Because there's no belt there.
No, I mean they've got Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest as the last match, but this is Wikipedia, so you know, take that for what you will. I don't know what ends the pay-per-view. Sorry, the premium live event.
What do you reckon it should be? Bianca Belair?
No, it probably should be Rhodes Lesnar, surely.
That seems like the biggest match on the card, but sometimes that happens, and there's complaints that the title match should always be last.
Well, we know who's not going to be there. That is Roman Reigns.
But it's kind of weird when the title match isn't last, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You get that feeling that it belittles the belt. Okay, Cody and Brock doesn't need to be last.
Perhaps they do go with Bad Bunny, Damian Priest.
There's no last.
Yeah.
There's no belt though. Is there a belt? The Bad Bunny belt. I think it's got to be Bianca.
So
the tag belts aren't on the line, are they?
They're not. So it's either the SmackDown Women's title, the US title, or the Raw Women's title.
It can't be Zelina Vega. There's no chance that's going to change hands.
No. Interesting. But one thing that came up from the draft is the titles are now on the wrong show currently, aren't they? So I don't know how they're going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Do they just exchange them? But then isn't that a break in their reign in theory?
They did that last time. They exchanged them. Do you not remember? I think it was Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Oh, actually, yes, I do. Yes.
And it kicked off a bit. Charlotte was a real dick about it. I think she threw it on the floor, which wasn't the plan, I don't think.
Interesting. I mean, yeah. Weird, isn't it? Why would they do that? I don't know. WWE makes some strange decisions sometimes, don't they?
It's the problem with having all the different belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange. There we go. I enjoy WWE TVs. It's some weeks it's a hard watch, Jimmy. Some weeks it's an enjoyable watch. It's very much a mixed bag. You know how it is.
Yep. Well, I'll always watch the big events, and I'll be watching this probably on Monday, I reckon. Sunday or Monday.
But WWE isn't the only show in I don't know what's a good term.
Oh God, I thought you had a really good segue, and then it just fell apart. Your crown fell off, and we saw the king's nude body.
Yep.
What was you trying to go into?
I was trying to go into the all-in pre-sale, successful pre-sale.
Oh,
you know,
WWE is not the only big wrestling event.
Rodeo in town. That's what I should have said. Rodeo in town.
That's what you should have said. Yeah.
Oh, so it's all coming together now. My crown's looking good. Yeah. WWE isn't the only rodeo in town. As you may or may not know, All Elite Wrestling are holding a show at Wembley Stadium this August.
Yeah.
All In. That's the name of the show. All In. And the first time they've done an All In show since the very first All In. That's right, isn't it?
Is it? What the other one's been All Out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shake it all about.
Yeah, exactly. So the first All In was, when they kind of it was like the biggest indie show in the world, wasn't it? That's kind of how they build it, and they, that kind of spurred them on to create All Elite Wrestling and blah blah blah. The rest is history. So they brought back the All In brand, and the show's going to be at Wembley Stadium, the proper Wembley Stadium, not Wembley Arena.
Right.
Stadium.
How many can that seat? 90,000 was it?
I think so. Yeah, 90 something. Surely.
Yeah.
But pre-sales have started. I think the actual, the full release, the open release now has gone out. So I think that the tickets are starting to sell like gangbusters, and the pre-sale went very well for them with 36,000 tickets sold in the pre-sale. So that's the period in which you can, if you've got a special code, or they divvy up codes to certain companies like phone providers or whatever, websites that you sign up for, and you can then go on with this code and get in theory an early seat to the early access to buy a seat.
Right.
And they sold 36,000 of those. So it looks like, generating $4.7 million in revenue in one day. In Tuesday, this is Tuesday last week. Tuesday's pre-sale.
So that's not profit, is it? That's just ticket sales.
Yeah.
So how much is it to rent Wembley?
Yeah, we don't know. We had this conversation, didn't we? Is it like renting a village hall?
38 quid an hour. I was talking to Lord Doolan about this.
Oh yes, because you were trying to get tickets, weren't you?
We haven't tried yet. It's one of those things where we're going, we should go to this. Yeah, we should, and we want to. Just whether we can be asked.
Yeah,
but I would like to go. Sting is one of the main people I'd like to see. Like, what an opportunity to see the Stinger. Love to see Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah, of course Sting's. I was going to say, wait, is Sting on AEW? Of course he is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a regular viewer of AEW, so forgive me.
Sting was, someone who I watched at 1 a.m. in the morning with Joe Carey. Joe Carey. Do you remember Joe Carey?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Sleep over at Joe Carey's house and would try and stay awake. ITV, 1 a.m., WCW.
Amazing.
And Stinger was on it, so that would be cool. We haven't really looked in at the tickets yet. And price. I'm going to have to look into ticket prices and things. But they're doing well, 36,000. Do you think they'll sell them all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was some controversy about how the seating has been arranged and the ticketing has been arranged, and I think there's some staggering to the rows. So they're kind of trying to sell it out, but not sell out. If you get me, they're trying to make it look like a sellout, but it wouldn't technically be a sellout. But
yeah,
I think that's semantics, isn't it? I think these are good. I think these are good figures, and I think they'll. If you look at it and it looks to be a full stadium. I say bravo to AEW. Well done. We love a bit of wrestling in this country, don't we? We lap it all up.
Yeah,
absolutely lap it up. And I think them producing this show at Wembley, I think it's just great. It's just great for wrestling. It's broadening their market. It's kind of it's getting wrestling out there to more and more people, and I praise them for that.
And having more places for the wrestlers to go is just better for the business, isn't it? Better
Indeed,
for them getting paid.
There's a lot of tribalism out there, isn't it? With anything, but particularly with wrestling, people are very protective about the companies they like to watch and support, and there is a huge amount of tribalism and kind of just baiting each other on social media about what this company does that, so the other fans of the other company go into attack, and it's ridiculous. I think if you like wrestling, and wrestling as a product and a concept, I think you've got to say well done to AEW, and the sport is better for having them about.
There's pros and cons with both promotions.
Of course there are. Of course there are.
The botches are particularly good in AEW.
Of course, yeah.
But then the shitty storylines and weird changes that WWE do are just
indeed
awful.
And the strange racist storylines that go to court, as is currently happening.
Yes, we didn't cover that, did we?
We didn't. I don't know the whole back and forth about the story, but from what I understand, a former writer for WWE has taken them to court.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to adjust my crown, because they're accusing WWE of proliferating some racist storylines during their time there.
Coming up with racist storylines, yeah. So there wasn't racism towards her. It was people coming up with racist ideas. One being, why don't we have Mustafa Ali as being responsible for the 9/11 terrorist attacks?
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
I
That
did.
was a corker.
It was. Yeah. And I think the person in question, the wrestler in question, would have only been about 5 years old when 9/11 happened.
You do have to wonder about that one, though, that it was probably a joke, wasn't it? It's in bad taste. Of course it is.
I don't know. That's the trouble. I genuinely don't know with WWE.
No, but like in writers' rooms where they're writing comedy or writing stuff, that is the place to, they'll go to stupid places and say stupid things, and they might go, ha ha ha. But actually, could we do, go too far and then bring it back?
Yeah. Are you saying what goes on in the writers' room stays in the writers' room?
You shouldn't say stuff that's going to offend people.
No.
But if you are easily offended, you probably shouldn't write for WWE.
No, or work for them.
Or work for Vinnie Mac, the villain from the past.
Indeed.
What I did find weird was one of the things that she is requesting is her job back.
No way.
Yeah, they fired her. I think something to do with her taking a WrestleMania chair. But I think they probably wanted rid of her. They wanted rid of Buzz Killington. Yeah. One of the things she wants her job back. And you're like, why do you want to go back there if it was that bad? Like that.
Surely that undermines her whole case.
I think so.
If I was in that jury, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Oh, mate, come on.
One of their other things was they wanted someone to be a white wrestler who was a hunter and potentially hunting a black wrestler.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was something else that came up. And that is fucking awful. That is awful.
Why would you think that would be
they're American.
Oh, Christ.
Sorry, what? Suitable.
I don't know where I was going with that. I think no, I don't know. Can't remember now. Alex says a new TLC watch for you, Stu. Strange Love. That sounds compelling to me. That's going on the watch list. Strange Love. What's it about? I'm hoping I don't know. Well, I can imagine a lot, but perhaps I shouldn't say. Sounds
Strange Love.
Unrequited something.
Some of those shows are amazing.
I won't Google it.
No. Straight. I remember there's always shows on. It's like on Channel 5. There used to be the 50 weirdest things that doctors have seen committed during sexual acts and all those things. Always good for a laugh.
Look what I've had removed from my anus.
I remember one chap had poured warm cement into his partner's anus.
Oh my good God.
I guess thinking it would make the perfect shape for what, but cement like burns and stuff, doesn't it? It's like, yeah. Well, just, oh my God.
The things people do in the height of passion, you know?
Where's that cement? Where's that cement? Horrendous.
Oh dear. So there we go. That's wrestling. Wrestling continues, and it, we'll bring it to you each week.
Absolutely.
It was May 4th this week, wasn't it? May the 4th
be with you.
Well, a massive amount of news. I was a bit disappointed with the lack of Star Wars news.
We were saying the same thing.
I know that get a trailer or something, didn't you?
Yeah. They released Return of the Jedi in the cinemas, but that was the other day, wasn't it? For the 40th.
Indeed, yeah. And it was a very limited release.
I haven't found it anywhere.
No.
I was looking for closest to us Modeler, but
yeah, I think it was Braintree or something. I think you had to go to Basildon or Braintree, somewhere like that.
Oh, I think it was Basildon, and I don't want to go to Basildon.
No, he wants to go Bas Vegas, not me.
No. But there was this good news. Did you see that I put in the?
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I almost missed it. Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, Carrie Fisher. I'm going to say finally.
Yep.
Received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Now this isn't the one where you put your hands in, is it? This is the.
Oh, I assumed it was.
I'm not sure.
Aren't they the same thing? The star one and the hand one. I thought they were the same.
I don't know.
No, I don't. You've got me thinking now. Yeah.
Well, what I've put in the chat there is I put the story because her lovely daughter, Billy
Yes,
Lord, was there.
Bear with.
And she wore a beautiful dress.
Oh, look at that.
Her mum on it.
I'm sorry about the ads. Oh,
yeah, I had the same issue.
There we go.
Look at that. That's great.
That is nice.
Yeah. Good old Carrie.
Nice of
Anthony Daniels.
Exactly. Tony Daniels and Kenny, the corpse of Kenny Baker. Is Kenny Baker
open
dead?
it up and he goes.
He's dead, isn't he?
Skeleton. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, nice of them to turn up as well. Yeah, so I mean, this feels like it's something that should have happened a long time ago.
Well, Stu, I also put in the link of who's on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you did. I will get to that. I promise. Where are we here? That's nice that her daughter accepted the award on her late mother's behalf. Best known for playing Princess Leia, as we know. Oh, there we go. There's a better. That's nice.
Yeah.
There's just lots about the dress. Yeah. Oh, Luke was there as well. That's nice.
Hamill is looking great. Like, did you watch that trailer with him and Cal Kestis?
Yeah, I did.
He looks so. They need to get him into something. I don't know what, because the films that are coming out are the bloody Rey films, so they could have him as a Force ghost. But do we really want him as a Force ghost? Unless he's going to be a kick-ass, powerful Force ghost who uses a lightsaber.
That's the thing. You've got him there. You kind of want to use him before he, sadly passes. You use him. I mean, get him in. You could do something, couldn't you? You could do I don't know.
Imagine if at old Star Wars Celebration, instead of announcing a Rey film, they announced a Luke film. People would have gone nuts. People would have been like, and you just set it, with you could have the young Kylo Ren in it.
Yeah.
And you just have him on one of his adventures with young Kylo Ren. It's a prequel to, their stories of The Last Jedi, but
no, I think
why not?
I think that would be cracking, because for me, it feels like he's got unfinished business. Do you know what I mean? It feels like Luke's character wasn't really. They didn't. I don't think they did him justice in either of those three films. Really, in the first one, he appeared in like the last few minutes. Obviously, The Last Jedi. I mean, I think he's gone on record and saying he doesn't particularly like the depiction of Luke Skywalker.
Every opportunity he gets, he says it's Jake Skywalker, doesn't he? He's like, there's no way would Luke have ended up like this. He's like, I couldn't think of him as Luke. I'd play him completely differently.
Yeah. So I think it does feel like there needs to be some kind of redemption for that character. Obviously, it would have to be some kind of prequel, but just even if they're just depicting him in the way that we remember him, from those original films, and it could be a missed opportunity, to be honest.
When they brought him back for the Mando season 2, the finale, look at the reaction that got from a CGI / deep faked Luke. Yeah. People went mad and cried and loved it. I loved it. And then they brought. I didn't cry. John Simmons Scale Modeler cried.
Did he?
But then they brought him back in Book of Boba Fett, and he looked better, but it was still it was very robotic Luke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very robot. This is me. Hi, I'm Luke Skywalker. Come on, young baby girl, go follow me. And you're like, no, give him an adventure. You need Hamill, and you got the perfect opportunity. He's never been in better shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Wheel him out. Give him a film with a young Ben Solo and some other young Jedi that he's training, and they go on a fucking mission.
Perfect. Let's just say a quick hello to Smart Arcade. Hello, Smart Arcade. It's going very well, thank you. Join the show. Hope you. Thanks for joining us. Alex has loved Carrie in Catastrophe.
Good show.
I don't know that.
Catastrophe. I think it's Channel 4, I think.
Catastrophe. Don't know that.
Is it Aisling B, the Irish comedian, and the American guy who's tall and big? And I think she gets pregnant from a one-night stand, and Carrie Fisher plays, I think, her mother-in-law.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got a list here, Jimmy. You brought this list of stars who are currently on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big old list, so I wouldn't say go for it all, but I just wanted to see who had made it on before Carrie Fisher.
Well, Christina Aguilera, for one.
Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Like, I checked, Hamill and Ford are both on it.
Right. Do you think her, like, questionable past played some role in her not getting on there? Like,
well, she was a drug addict, wasn't she?
Yes,
but I bet there's other drug addicts.
I was trying to skirt around the term, but yes.
See, I know that Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes went on to the one with the hands. Now, if this is a different one, just do a search for Jason Mewes. Because obviously he was a massive drug addict and a terrible actor, as much as I love Jason Mewes.
Who? Mewes?
Yeah, you know Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh. How you spelling that? M-E?
Yeah. Can you do F...
Control
Deborah
F.
Messing. Deborah Messing. Control F and type in Jason. It's not very well
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. I mean, fine, but all of these people before Fisher, I think this is mental. It's not just
there's some questionable choices here, aren't there? I think.
Yeah.
I mean, half of them I haven't heard of, but
Chuck Berry. I mean, who's he?
E. Power Biggs.
I like him.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Big Bird. Big Bird.
Big Bird's on it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Jack Black, I think, was there.
Bill Conti.
Other Star Wars. Is Bill Cosby on there?
No, Bill Conti.
Search for Bill Cosby. See if Bill's there.
Point. Cosby. What do you reckon?
Yeah, there is.
Chuck some names in the chat. Come on, let's see.
Who do you want to see on the the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Cedric the Entertainer. He's there. I mean, he wasn't a spiker like Cosby.
No, we weren't.
Who else? Who else is
Gil Cates? Sounds like someone's just spelt Bill Gates wrong.
Who else was a terrible person? Woody Allen, is he on it?
Surely. No.
Woody Herman. Ah.
Pee Wee Herman's on there.
Roman Polanski, he was a shit. Is he on it?
Polanski, come on. No Polanski.
No. All right. They're keeping some of the pedos off.
Yeah.
They're doing all right.
Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell was on there before bloody.
There you go. So, is it an honor?
I don't think it is. I think we just proved that.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice celebration of her, isn't it? I think.
Oh, I love Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. May she rest in peace. Just speaking very briefly on Star Wars, there was they make a big thing on the Lego like to make a big thing on May 4th. You know, they have a promotional event where they promote a lot of Star Wars. A new Star Wars releases come out around that time, and you know they do a thing for Lego VIP members, which is like basically your Tesco Club card, where you could, if you order and spend a certain amount of money, they give you some free Star Wars themed gifts with your purchase, or GWPs, gift with purchases. We've mentioned them before, Jimmy.
You have.
But I just wanted to. I've ordered some Star Wars stuff. I've got my haul coming. I did it last year, and I've done it again. Just saved up my money and got on with some Star Wars stuff. But more than anything, I kind of just wanted to show you what the latest Star Wars Lego stuff was coming out. So let's just get the website up. And this is available to anyone. You don't necessarily, if you're a Lego VIP member, you just get early access to these deals and these gifts and such. So they are available to every Tom, Dick, and Harry now. I think this was the big model to come out. It's the 18 plus Lego Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter. I think that's pretty expensive. I haven't gone for that, but I don't know. I've already got an X-Wing, and I don't really need another one.
So they've already done the X-Wing.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a display piece as opposed to a play model.
Right.
So this is one for your adult. When I say 18 plus, it's it's marketed as an adult set, an adult display piece. Let's take a look at it. It comes with a stand, and it's very presentable.
200 quid.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look that much different from the one, the toy one that they market to the kids.
Yeah.
Which is 30 quid. So just get that. Just get that. All you're paying for really is the stand.
Yeah.
But so that was the big release, really. And there's a lot of sets that have come out as well that are celebrating 40 years of Jedi.
Miniature X-Wing.
Yeah, that's one of the gift of purchases that you get. I think I've got that coming. So I'll show all these on a video that when I get them through from Lego. But yeah, they give you various savings on stuff as well. So yeah, it's just
that's the one I like there, Stu.
Which one?
Far left.
That one. The throne room diorama. Yes.
I'm an Emperor man.
Yeah, that is good. They have done a better one. That's the only thing I would say.
They've done the throne room before, have they?
They have, and it again, it was a play set, so there was a lot more interactivity with it. And I think you got a couple of Imperial Guards as well with it. So this is 90 quid, but I think a lot of the commentary was that they've kind of drawn back on some of the content that they're giving you. They're asking for more money, but they're giving you less. Whereas the previous set was more interactive and had certainly more minifigures with it. But that's out of print and probably costs 300 quid now. So you're stuck with this these days. So, but it's nice. It's a nice display piece.
Yep.
I've got the Dagobah diorama.
Yeah, I remember.
Which I really love, and they have these little quote pieces on them, which I think is nice. Little quote from the scene or the movie that they're celebrating. So lots of Star Wars stuff.
I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Yeah. So again, it just highlights a lot of the Star Wars products they've got on sale, and the main thing around the May the 4th celebration on Lego is to get in there and get your gift with purchases. I'm trying to find where they are. Forgive me.
I'm liking some of the helmets. I hadn't seen some of them before. The Leia Boosh helmet was up there. I like that.
They've got quite a few of those now. Where was that? Mighty Boosh. Have I gone too far?
I don't know. It just appeared. Oh yeah, it was in that thing. Yeah.
You got your clone troopers. There was there you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I haven't got any of the helmets. I don't know.
I'd rather just buy a helmet, but the helmets are expensive.
I think I would.
I've got a Stormtrooper helmet, obviously, and Kylo Ren helmet.
Helm.
I wear them when I want to scare the wife at night.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Just some Lego content for you. Go check it out. Go spend some money.
In the chat.
World heavyweight champion. Well, welcome, Jermaine, by the way.
Yeah, welcome. Hello.
Welcome.
I like the comment. You want to go into a bit more detail? Have we missed something?
I often wonder sometimes if there's a delay on the chat. Sometimes messages come through when we're talking about something different, and the messages are relating to something before. I wonder if he's watching
discussing aliens.
No, I'm wondering if that's like a wrestling theme. I don't know. Talking about the world heavyweight champion.
I like it though. I like it, whatever it is.
We like it. Thank you for joining us. Final news story I've got for you.
Yes.
I don't know if you've read about this, but do you remember the kid from Mrs. Doubtfire? He played Robin Williams' son.
Yeah, quite an annoying.
He was in
kid.
other things as well. Well, his name was. What was his name?
Martin Lawrence.
It was Martin Lawrence. Oh, why is that not?
No, Matthew Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence is from Bad Boys.
Yeah, something completely different. Oh, bear with me. I'm just trying to.
That's okay. Mrs. Doubtfire. There was a film. What a brilliant film.
I like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, great film. Is it controversial now?
It would be, wouldn't it?
Transphobic?
Possibly.
He's in disguise, though, isn't he?
He is. But enough of that. Matthew Lawrence, who played Robin Williams' son in Mrs. Doubtfire. Basically, he's come out. He does a podcast with his brothers, and he made some comments this week where he kind of spoke of his experience in the early 2000s around potentially being cast in a Marvel film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as we go through the story, you can probably take a guess at what director he was talking about. If you think, what
Singer.
Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, he's got it in one. So he basically, Matthew says that he lost his role in a Marvel film. Excuse me, after he refused the director's sexual advances to strip down for him. On Friday's episode of the Brotherly Love podcast, co-hosted by his brothers and fellow actors Joey and Andrew, he talked about the stigma associated with men experiencing sexual abuse and harassment in the entertainment industry, especially during the early days of the Me Too movement. So I need to... he opened up about his experience of sexual harassment, sharing the time he went to the hotel room of an unnamed director who was allegedly involved in a Marvel movie. And Matthew was asked to take his clothes off so that he could pose nude for Polaroid photos, which he refused to do. He said he not only lost out on being cast for the role, but also got fired by his agency, whom he did not reference by name. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a horrible place. It's a horrible place.
I mean, yeah, people have then gone on to speculate, well, was this Bryan Singer? And was he talking about the X-Men movies? Highly likely.
What else was there?
Yeah.
X-Men came out in 2000. The first X-Men was 2000. So
I think there are comments later on the podcast where he said that it was a Oscar-winning director as well. And I think Singer, I'm assuming he won. Did he win an Oscar for Usual Suspects? I assume he did. Or was nominated. There was some Oscar kind of connotation to the story anyway, which led people to think, is it Bryan Singer?
2018 winner, WFCC award, Hall of Shame. No. Oscars. No, it's just all about him being a willy grabber.
Or Prince Andrew, if you like. It's come full circle, isn't it, really, this show? Yeah. So I just thought this was an interesting story, not in the sense that it's titillating or anything like that, but it's someone coming out with a first-hand experience, from the male perspective of a lot of the debauchery that goes on in Hollywood, which you don't really get an aspect of, really. I don't think you hear a lot about that. So I think it's quite brave of him to come out and say this. And I don't mean that to belittle any female experiences. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to say that it's for some reason, I don't know why it is, but you don't hear many male voices coming out and expressing a lot of these horrendous scenarios. Whether that's because it's not happening as much to men, I don't know. But
no, it probably isn't happening as much. But I also think that many of them would be embarrassed.
Yeah,
and a lot of men would probably go, shut up. Do you know what I mean? Like Kevin Spacey was always trying to try it on with people. And I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing about it about 13, 14 years ago, about him trying it on with staff.
Really?
In theatre. Yeah. And I did nothing about it.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, "Oh, that sounds fun." You know, I was not doing acting anymore, but I was a big fan of Spacey. I was like, "Would you try to grab your dick?" Whoa, Spacey, not So, or there's that reaction. You go, "Well, you just fucking knock him out." Do you know what I mean? Like that's blokey crap. Now, obviously, I'm a bit more wiser, and you're a bit. You know that's a terrible thing. They shouldn't be. Spacey shouldn't be going around grabbing willies.
Yeah.
You know. No,
but I say bravo to Matthew Lawrence for speaking out. And I think it's horrendous that, not only did he lose the role, but the fact that his agency, the talent agency representing him, then dropped him as well. So, horrendous. But you kind of hope that there's less of that going on in the industry, but you never know, do you? Sadly, probably still rife.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be a bit better. Certainly now that Harvey's gone, you'd hope it's dropped by about 50%. Quite honestly, probably is the case. And you get caught more now, don't you?
You do. Quite rightly as well. Quite rightly.
Yes, of course.
Jimmy, I think that's everything from the Week in Geek.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's everything. But we're still in the realms of the news, and I think I need to send the show home with some Coronation themed and finally stories for you. So we'll do that. We'll take a stinger and come back and wrap the show up. Here's and finally. Here we go. Let's get rid of that, and let's get into and finally. It's been a good show, I think. You enjoyed yourself, Jimmy?
I always do. Always do.
Always having a good time. Night. Always the same. It's been our Coronation special, and as such, I've bought some Coronation themed stories for you. One kind of following on from something we were talking. I can't remember. It was last week, or certainly it's appeared in the last few shows, I think, and that is foodstuffs that look like things.
Oh, yeah. That's an ongoing thing.
I got this from Twitter, so I don't know the entire background about this, but it caught my fancy. It caught my eye. I might have to zoom in a little bit, but Plymouth woman finds King Charles on banana smoothie lid. What do we reckon?
Oh, I've just found it.
Yeah,
that's good.
We're thinking no. There's a nose.
Yeah, the nose is on the right hand side.
Yeah,
lip,
chin, neck,
hair at the back.
Yeah,
he's got an Adam's apple on both sides of his neck.
He does. One's an Adam's apple. One's don't know. That needs to be looked at, I think.
Yeah, a reverse goiter crown.
Even like the shading on the right hand side, you can almost kind of pick out eyes and
an ear.
Yeah. There's some detail there. I'm liking it. I think that might be the best one yet.
It's certainly better than the Princess Di ham that we had last week.
Yeah, we struggled with that.
Yeah.
So there we go. I wish I could get into the weeds of the story, but I don't have it. Clearly happened in Plymouth or in the Plymouth area. Yeah. Because it came from.
Do you think there's
Plymouth Live?
I don't know what the story will be, Stu. She was drinking a.
Yeah. There's probably not much depth there.
Smoothie.
To be fair, isn't it? I was having a smoothie and I looked and there's Prince Charles. Sorry, King Charles.
There he was. So, not king. Is he king yet? Is he king? We call him king now.
He was king as soon as the Queen died, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And his coronation's tomorrow.
Works. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Second coronation themed news is
there's more.
And I alluded to this earlier. People like to vape, don't they?
Yeah, we've been chatting about this.
Talking about vaping. I think there's potential for some I don't know, like some specialist themed vaping products, like make them into objects, artistic objects to be desired and shown off to the public.
Yes.
So you're thinking, oh, maybe crown jewels or something like that. Something, I don't know, something with some gravitas and some opulence about it.
In my head, I've got like Groucho Marx cigar.
No. King Charles sausage finger vaping machines.
Yes. There was that meme going around a while ago with King Charles's weird fingers, wasn't there?
King Charles has really fat fingers. I can't really get a sense of it there. Let's get rid of that. No, do we?
Well, I got your email address there, Stu.
Yeah, that's it. That's that fucked. So yeah, kind of quite podgy hands there.
Yeah.
The shot in question shows it off better. He's got really fat fingers with like the rings kind of almost like cutting off the circulation to his hawk-like fingers.
Yes.
But now, if you've ever fancied the chance of sucking on King Charles sausage fingers, now's your chance. As the company has brought out a series of 10 vapes that replicate each one of his digits.
Oh, so you can choose which finger you get.
Yep. A leading e-liquid company has just the Coronation memorabilia for you. Riot Labs, that's Riot Labs, have made it possible to puff and suck away on one of the king's digits, including his sovereign-clad pinky ring finger, but the company suggests storing them as they may be worth something in years to come. Oh, so you've got a ring on it, look.
Yeah, that's the one you go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Added je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
It's reported Brits will splash out a whopping 300 million on Coronation memorabilia. Jimmy, you got your mug. Although that wasn't purchased, was it? It was a gift.
Yeah.
Mm.
I will purchase nothing.
No. Well, these vapes are going to go on sale on May 5th, which was it's today. Oh, hot off the presses. So are they it suggests here that you get it's a 10 piece. So do you get all of them?
I don't know.
Are they disposable then? Do you chuck them away?
Yeah, usually a lot of vapes you do, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. I would want to keep them, to be honest.
Yeah, they're cool.
There's a close up. Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. The ring, for those listening on the podcast, the ring around one of the fingers, it's almost, it's adorned with a patriotic lion in attack formation, adorned with what can only be described as gold mesh.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Look what it says beneath as well, Stu. As the coronation is set to take place tomorrow, Riot Labs CEO Ben Johnson said Prince Philip was a heavy smoker. Prince Harry loved a cigarette, and even the Queen consort enjoyed lighting up a fag. It doesn't say a fag.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, how best celebrate it than by vaping on one of King Charles' puffy, sausagey little fingers?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I'll take one.
There we go. John Simmons, scale modeler, has joined us in the chat for his poo just as we're signing off. Welcome, John. Even if you are a little bit late, it's lovely to have you with us on the show.
He always catches up in the week if he misses it.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. Bless his heart. There we go, Jimmy. That's my own funny stories for you.
Loving it. They were lovely stories. Thank you, Stu, for bringing them.
You're welcome, my friend. You're more than welcome. So here we are. We're going to leave you on this very special occasion. We'll be marking the coronation of King Charles III tomorrow, and I think we've done a bang up job of marking the occasion ourselves with our adornments,
all this pomp and circumstance that we put into the show.
Yeah, very much like what the country will experience tomorrow.
Yeah.
But however you're going to spend your coronation day, whether you're going to be watching it round spoiling someone's house party, as Jimmy probably will be, watching it alone, as Amanda will be, or down the local football club with your son, as I will be. I hope you enjoy it. Long live the king, etc. Whatever. Oh, we didn't do any. Do you know? Let's give him a. How many air horn salutes should we give? Should we give him 3?
Yeah, 3 will
the third
do.
Charles. Okay, let's give King Charles a 3 horn salute.
Lovely. Long live the king.
Long live the king. Right, before we head off, let's thank those in the chat who have joined us. Lord Doolan, welcome. Well, thank you. John Simmons, thank you. Jermaine Harris, a new name. Thank you for joining us. I think that's a new name. I thought we get a new name.
Yes, lovely.
Smart Arcade. Alex, thank you. Neil J, thank you. Alan D. Generous.
Thank you, I guess.
Hell you are. Yep. Rock, thank you. Who else have we had? I've said a thank you to Colin. Sorry, Lord Doolan. And I think that might be it. If I've missed your name, my apologies. But yeah, thank you. Thanks to each and every one of you for joining us this evening. And if you're listening on catch up, thank you. And please do like them and subscribe them on the channel. Audio of the podcast will be available on your software choice this Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's all right, Stu. Let's just finish on that last comment from Lord Doolan.
What's he saying?
And
Renaissance men for king and country. Thank you. That's a lovely way to go out. Thank you, Lord Doolan. Renaissance men for king and country. Well, thanks to Jimmy. And as always, please take care. And until next time, please take care. And goodbye.